Hello, 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 hello. Been a long time. Mother of four here. Your girl now has four kids, four children. You know, so as you all do know, I just recently gave birth to my fourth child, and thank you guys for the congratulatory messages, for the gifts, and all. You all are appreciated. Thank you. And for those that ask if this is going to be my last, I reserve my comment. I comment my reserve. But anyways, so today is going to be a kind of a gist video, and the gist is going to be the labor and the delivery, because I've always mentioned it. I've always said it. Every pregnancy is different. Every labor and delivery is different, and at every time a mother gives birth, she becomes a new person, a different person. Something just changes, and hopefully for the better, for good. So yeah, this video is going to be about the labor, my experience the first time, the labor and delivery. And trust me, it was very, very different from the other three, because at this point I feel like all my pregnancies, all my labor and deliveries are different. Yes. So before we start this gist, have you subscribed? Have you? If it is Flo Chinere of the what's that her channel name? Oh God, I'm forgetting the name of her channel, but she does cooking. She does food videos. So I may be dotting my eyes here and there because I have a newborn around, so I have to check and be sure that he's okay. Anyway, so meanwhile, can you in the comment section guess what his name is? So in the comment section below, I want you guys to drop what you think the name of the baby is. If you've not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notifications whenever I post new videos. Yeah. Let's just go into this gist. Whenever it is gist time, my brain is just going to plenty different details. So, as we have said, this video is going to be about the gist of the labor and delivery. So, where do I start? Where do I start? So, I'm going to be starting from the week that I gave birth. So, the due date that I was given was June, but I kept telling everybody that knew that there's nothing that hold me and June. Me, I'm not gonna reach June. But I just had this feeling that this baby is not going to, it's not going to be a June baby. It's going to be a May baby. So the baby is a May baby eventually. And that week that I gave birth, I just knew it that I just felt it in me that I was going to give birth this week. And for the longest time, my children have just been impatient. They wanted to just meet their new baby. So they are now, whose baby is it and all that. At the point because they actually thought it was going to be two babies. They even when when I gave birth, they were on call. They were like, "Where's the other baby?" But let me not just jump the gun. So that week I was just feeling some way. I just knew that this is going to happen this week, but I didn't know when. I was just restless. At that point, I was tired. If you see me, you go not say this girl don't tire. If you see me at that point, you know that okay, yeah, she has gotten to that point where she needs this baby out now. And then normally I would attend my antenatals on Thursdays. But before that, throughout the pregnancy, I had been taking medication against preterm labor. So from 24 weeks, I started taking medications against so let me dial it back a little bit because there's an information I needed to get. I need to get from 24 weeks. I started taking medications on against preterm labor, and For the 1 week plus before I gave birth, I had to rush to the hospital for one reason or another. And every time I went to the hospital, I was told, "Oh, the baby is fine. The baby's heartbeat is fine." Sometimes, at one point, I did not feel the baby's movement for hours, which was not normal. And when we say movement, it's not like the baby is kicking you. Even a roll, I was waiting for a roll, a hiccup, something, just move. And this is something I'm very keen on. That baby movement, very keen on it, because when I gave birth to my first child, the queue to go into the hospital was, I was not feeling throughout that day. I didn't feel the baby's movement. I went to the hospital. It happened that the water had leaked out to a great extent. The amniotic water fluid had leaked out to a great extent. I had to be induced immediately. So with this one, I did not want. I like, with all my pregnancies, I don't like story. So whenever I like, movement is very important to me, and there are a lot of things that you will be told to do when you feel like, okay, the baby is not moving. Try this thing, try this thing. So this time around, I tried the things, and yet nothing. In the middle of the night, we'll go. They'll check and say, okay, the baby is fine. We'll come home. Then another time, another thing happened. We'll come. So like 3 times in the week before I gave birth, 3 times I went to the hospital, men and brethren, and I was told to go home, that the baby is fine. I went home. The baby is fine. And then normally I would go for my antenatals on Thursdays. So that day, before the day, Wednesday, Chinaza came back from school. After she was done with her homework, she came and asked me, "I think the baby is very big now. It's too big now. The baby should come out," because I told them that the baby would come out when the baby is big enough. So she now told me that she thinks the baby is now too big, and the baby should come out. I told her, "You know what? You can't tell God that you want your baby to come out." Chinaza was pacing. Chinaza was pacing. All of them were then Chisom entered and saw her. She now asked what she was doing. I told her, "Oh, she's praying that God will bring out people's baby." She now joined. They were not going back and forth. Chinaza was praying. And Chinaza's prayer throughout this pregnancy, every time she's praying, because every day she's praying for me. The two of them, they're taking turns. And every time that they are praying, their prayer is, "God, I thank you that mommy will go to the hospital. I thank you that mommy will push the baby. I thank you that the nurse will catch the baby. I thank you that I will carry the baby." That's their prayer. So that day, she made that prayer, and then she was now like, "I thank you that the nurse will catch my two baby. I thank you that mother mommy is strong." They were now going back and forth. Chinaza was even now simulating speaking in tongues. I thought that, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm praying like mommy." I was like, is that how I pray? Is that how I pray? So anyway, that day went on. But that Wednesday, I tried. There's something called Miles circuit. So you can actually do it to kind of induce labor, but that only works when the baby is on its way, when the baby is about to come out. When the baby is not ready, if you like, do my circuit from now to tomorrow, the baby day where he day. All it will do is just help the baby to position well. So Wednesday I did my circuit. Tuesday I did my Miles circuit, but like on seriously. I was even too tired to be doing anything, so I'll just do it on serious. It was supposed to be a 90 minutes thing. I think I only did it, even though it was just lying down. I think I only did it for like 40 or so, 30 to 40 minutes though. So throughout that Wednesday night, I was just very uncomfortable, but nothing out of the ordinary. Then Thursday morning, I just felt like my hair is too scattered. Let me just loosen this hair, make a fresh one. So I loosened my hair that Thursday morning, made made a fresh one that morning, and immediately I just finished making my hair, like it started raining. So as I dressed up to go, Chinaza, that was on a Thursday, and they didn't go to school that day. So Chinaza now said, and that she wants to go with me. I told her, "Go with me to where?" She said, "Go with me to the hospital to go and do what? You want to go and born the baby? Let us go with you." I said, "No, you're not going with me. Let me go. If we give birth to the baby today, it's all good and fine." So I went to the hospital. Really, and truly hoping that they will tell me, woman, go and bring your bag. I'm telling you. Because that day I said if I go to the hospital, I will request for a sweep, for a membrane sweep. There's something called a membrane sweep. You can look it up. So when it got to my turn to, meet with the matron and the all the works, I met with the nurse. She was like, I was like, I hope it is today. Basically meaning she was like, I should do and give birth. But I hope it is today. So I met the doctor. So I requested for a membrane sweep. She was like, she asked me how far along I was. I told her, oh, I am, at that point, I was 37 weeks, 6 days. So the next day being Friday, I was going to turn 38 weeks. So because they want to know the weeks that you are at before, there are some times that you're not supposed to do that. So she asked me and I answered her. And when she was about to do the membrane sweep, she now said, you are 4 cm. You are not going home today. I'm going to book you in, even though I've done the membrane sweep. I said, because for every time they check, that's what I learned from a nurse. She said, for every time they do their VE, what it means is vaginal examination. That is when you're about to give birth, and that happens for not for those that go through the CS route. For those that go through the vaginal delivery route, that would happen. It would happen that they would do it a few times to check how along. What is the English? How you are moving along? Yes. So like you are 4 cm. Even when the nurse I met first asked me, she asked any symptom. I told her, it's just contractions here and there, but nothing serious. I just feel like it is Braxton Hicks. She said, okay. My brothers and sisters, I didn't even know that active labor does start. So I went out to call my husband. I called him because my properties happened to be in his car, because his car was the car we used to rush to the hospital. Because it's always in the night. One of the nights that we went to the hospital. So I called him, brother, be coming to the hospital, bring my bag. They say we have reached. So as I was about to go upstairs, and I saw another young lady. She was dancing. I was like, be like this one go born in the next 15 minutes. So as we got upstairs and we were all going through the whole changing and all, she was in a different room, I was in a different room. So when I came out, the two of us met at the reception. It happened that she was at 2 cm. So the nurse was telling her she should take it easy so that she doesn't wear herself out or stress herself out, because she was still 2 cm. I was like, I remember when it was me like this. That's my first, apparently it was her first child. And I think first babies are like that. Because with my first child, my God. The labor and delivery was not funny, because it was like, that story make it just day. Make that story just day. Anyway, so I was progressing. That was around 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And at around say I think 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, I had already moved to 5 cm. The doctor now wanted to burst the what is it called? Burst the amniotic fluid, or open the amniotic fluid, so that the labor will now progress faster. But for some weird reason, it was difficult to reach. This is the first time it has happened. For some weird reason, it was difficult. The membrane was difficult to reach. They said, okay, you're going to leave it and come back later. The nurse came back later. Hey, God, the pain that I had to endure for every time they were trying to do that. So the second time, the nurse was like, she cannot even reach it. She does not even know how they are telling me that I'm 5 cm dilated. She does not even know how. Like, I asked her, is it that your hand is small? Which one is it? She said, that this is not. I'm not her first patient, and she's actually a well experienced nurse. She said, is that she doesn't understand how they're telling me 4 cm, because she cannot reach anything. Hey, I was God. I said, what kind of story is this? I just told God, our prayer, my husband's prayer, my prayer has always been, this is going to be the easiest birth. So all these stories that they are saying, I'm not hearing it. After a while, the person that was at 2 cm at this point was now 7 cm. Me that was 4 cm at, at our starting point is still 5 cm. So then I had to put what is it called? I've forgotten what it's called, but and we some people, my mother, them their generation used to call it hot drip. I'm trying to remember the name, but they put it for me, and for some weird reason, the thing was just dripping fast. I didn't notice that it was actually dripping fast, but I noticed that the labor was beginning to progress very fast. But me, when it gets to that very painful part, when when you are about to progress into the delivery part, and I will shout. They know me as drama queen in that hospital. I will always tell them after the drama, the main thing we say, I will carry my pikin in the glass. That's that's the whole thing. So my drama is in the labor room. It used to happen. So me, once that pain gets, I will shout. But for some reason, I did not shout. I just had the strength to bear it. Me that kind of pain, but I just had the strength to bear it. And within 30 minutes, the drip had finished. So when the nurse was called, when my sister, because Bess was with me, when she went to call the nurse that the drip has finished, hey, nurse was like, how? How has the drip finished? That is not possible. She came and said that's finished. Even the doctor now came and was like, how did this thing finish and finish this fast and you were not screaming screaming out your head? I was like, doc, I don't know. But I just know this has finished. Then they now checked the baby's heartbeat. It happened to be that the baby's heartbeat has skyrocketed. They had to give me another drip to calm the baby down. And then the whole progress that we had made had retracted. So it was like my body was protecting itself. My body was protecting itself and protecting the baby. So it can't be like everything don't pack, go up. They wanted to brush the amniotic fluid again. No, because the reason why they put that the first what is it called, drip, was so that I would progress a little bit further. I think uterus would come down so that they are able to puncture the membrane. But then that one happened and everything just packed up. Hey, after the drip, let the baby's heartbeat to normalize. Once baby's heartbeat normalized, they change it, put that drip that they put before, slowed it down. At this time, me, I was looking at it like, this thing cannot be fast again. I cannot go through this again. At this point, it was around 12 in the 12 midnight. You can imagine me that was there from 3 o'clock at 4 cm. As of then, I'm still dancing around 5 cm. I'm like, what is going on? So from that 12 a.m. in the midnight till like around 2, they checked again, and it was around 6 cm now. So it had begun to progress, but slowly. But the joy was it had begun to progress. Then the nurse now came, ruptured the membrane, the fluid, everything leave itself. And God, labor and delivery. So at I was checked again after like an hour, and it was 7 cm. So the nurse, at a point when the contraction had gotten more intense, at that I said, as I did not break my sister's hand, as I did not break Best's hand, my husband my husband is his own hand. Thank God he's a man, so he's strong, he's stronger. My mom, everybody around me, I'll just they drag. I will just hold it because that's the way I dealt with the pain this time around. Normally I would just let it out, just shout it. And this time I was breathing. At the point I was lying down. And me, I don't really like to labor or lying down. I stood up, Jare. I was walking up and down. They were like, "Go and lie down, go and lie down." I told them, no, I just feel like standing up and walk to walk up and down. So and it got to a point when the nurse said she wanted to do the VE again. I said, do what? Because I don't know for some people, but me, it's not uncomfortable. That vaginal exam is painful for me. So she was like, she wants to check it again. I said, check what? I told her, wait, I had to go and ease myself. Let me go and wee. When I come back, we check it. That was me escaping. To me, I was trying to escape the whole the whole checking to see the dilation, whatever. Told her, wait. So she said, let her check it out. I can then go and wee. I said, no, I have to wee before you check anything. That I'm feeling very pressed because I was actually pressed, but not too pressed, that I couldn't wait for her to finish with the VE. I told her no, that I must wee before she check it. Yeah, we were going back and forth. She was like, you know what? I go and wee. Go and come back. When you come back, we will not do it. I was like, Jesus, oh no, oh no, oh no. Am I going to do this again? I don't want to do this again. So as I went to the toilet to go and wee, as I was sitting down there, well, something in me was like, what if you give birth to this baby inside this toilet? The way I stood up, the way I stood up, I was like, I stood up. So as I immediately I stood up to crossing the nurse station because the toilet was very close to my room. So as I was standing up, I felt the baby's head. I started shouting, the baby's head is coming out, the baby's head is coming out. My mom, my husband, my sister, the nurses, everybody. They were like, I should move. I told them, wait, they should wait, let me calculate myself and know how to move from where I was to my room. Not far, but it was too far to me. So as I managed this one, at least I knew how I moved from there to the room. So as I managed to get to that bed, then I said, I should wait, hold it. Don't not at that point you want to be the thing, don't push, don't push. I said, okay, oh yeah, hold it. I hold it. And then when the nurse said I should hold it, I said, I said, hold it. Let me try and hold it because see, this hold you hear them say don't push, don't push. It is not easy when the baby says what's going on, and then you don't push because they are trying to prevent tear. And with the fact that I've had serious cases of tear and suture and breakdown and all, they wanted to really prevent the tearing, so they didn't want the baby to come out with force. Anyway, at a point, they now said when they were sure they had gotten the thing under everything under control, they were like, okay, now I can push. I think with this baby, it was just two pushes. So the first push, the nurse looked at me. I was like, "Oh, this is not how you push now. Push." So the second time I pushed, the baby came out. The relief, ah, the relief. If a mother live in the comment section, how do you used to feel immediately the baby comes out? It can't be like they pour me cold water. Like I was like somebody they pour cold water. Then the belly will just be like, it will just come down. God, the relief. So I had not seen normally before. I don't really. I don't gonna be checking what what is that sack called? The uh, mm, why is everything leaving me? Oh, placenta, yes. I've not really seen what the placenta used to look like. So this time around, I was like, I want to see what the placenta looks like. So I saw it and I was like, now this thing will carry. And actually, the size of that placenta will tell you the size of the wound that the woman has because the placenta is fixed to her. So that will tell you when it comes out to say actually the size of it to show you the size of the wound that she has inside of her. But see, this whole childbirth thing is a mystery, a big mystery. So ladies and gentlemen, that is how the delivery of our fourth blessing went. So it was actually the swiftest when it comes to the delivery part. It was the swiftest. The devil wanted to come, but it did not work. It did not work because like my mom kept saying that if not for that whole drip thing that happened, I would have delivered earlier than that, because at the end of I ended up delivering at exactly 4 o'clock in the morning on the 30th of May. And to the glory of God, baby alive, mother alive, and that is what we all want. Everybody that is pregnant, this is the story that they want to end up with. So I want to thank God, and I want to thank everybody that supported me. I want to thank my husband, my mother, my sister that was on ground best. I want to thank every other my sisters, Rejoice, Wonderful, Joshua, Caleb. Everybody just kept calling, and then I want to thank my friend, my very good friend, Mamaka. And with that, I'll be ending the gist here. So I did it because this video have tail. It have longer than expected. I will see you guys in my other videos. And like I said, what do you think the baby's name is? We'll be showing you the baby in no distant time. You are going to be seeing our baby for real, because we're family. Okay, bye.